Spoiler warning, this video contains leaked information on Season 7. In this video, I do discuss a lot of the leaked spoiler information, although it mainly consists of a brief character description of Euron Greyjoy. This week began with the filming of Game of Thrones Season 7 in full swing. There have been several new casting notices as well as the description of an event that will likely take place early on in the up-and-coming season. According to the sources from the very reputable Watchers on the Wall website, a fan has just encountered Pilua's Baelish in Belfast, so that means we will be seeing Euron Greyjoy relatively early in Season 7. For those of us who were a little disappointed in how short his screen time and how he didn't exactly exemplify the first storm and the last that we remember from the novels, don't fret. This leak also goes on to claim that filming this week centered around Yara and Theon Greyjoy engaging in battle at sea. It appears that their uncle Euron is catching up to the siblings and will capture one of them. My chips are on Yara being the one that was captured, simply because I think it would be a little bit of circular storytelling if Theon is captured and held prisoner. Also, his fight or flight response may kick in and cause him to run and hide. The loud noises and sword clinking will result in some PTSD kicking in. Then again, Yara could potentially be the one to escape for the exact same reason I aforementioned. Her fighting may lead to her escaping. Whoever survives will likely jump ship only to catch up with Dany and explain what happened with Euron. Watchers on the Wall's report goes on to claim that Euron and Queen Cersei are teaming up in Season 7. Also, the post stated that they heard Euron will take out at least one of the Sand Snakes. Before I go into my theory on that, I just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to Watchers on the Wall. They are always on point with casting and filming leaks, and you can click up here if you'd like to go check out their website. Also, if you have Twitter, go follow them to be kept up to date with the latest info on Season 7. In the novels, Euron Greyjoy is described as pale and handsome with black hair and a dark beard. He wears a patch over his left eye and is nicknamed Crow's Eye. According to Theon Greyjoy, the patch conceals a black eye shining with malice, and in his right eye, it's as blue as the summer sky and is regarded as his smiling eye. In addition to this, his lips are a pale blue since he drinks Shade of the Evening. Now in the show, however, his lips aren't blue, even though he still may drink Shade of the Evening, and we watched him get the eye patch when he had his quarrel with Balon Greyjoy. It is also said that Euron is a wildly unpredictable man, known for his delight in playing vicious mind games and waging psychological warfare on anyone around him. He is hated by his brothers for this very reason. A skilled warrior and manipulator, Euron is cunning, shrewd, and ruthless. Despite his dangerous nature, Euron has little trouble in drawing men to his service. While most Ironborn captains keep the lion's share of their plunder, Euron takes almost nothing for himself. Most of this has yet to be seen in the show, but with a character described in such a way, you can see why everyone was excited to see him on screen. With sources claiming that Euron is teaming up with Cersei in Season 7, this gives us more time to see how Dan and Dave interpret him as a character. In the latest sample chapter released by George R. R. Martin for the up-and-coming Winds of Winter, real quick, let me explain what a sample chapter is for those of us that don't know what that means. It's basically the events that take place in the chapter are not finalized and may change before the official release of the actual book. In this sample chapter, Euron forces Aeron, his brother, who he may have actually raped when they were children, to drink Shade of the Evening, and Aeron has visions. First, Euron is sitting on a throne of skulls, then later, Aeron envisions Euron as a kraken-like figure with tentacles on the Iron Throne, with a woman by his side. The chapter goes on to state that Euron will be clad in Valyrian steel armor. Dan and Dave may in fact interpret this as Euron teaming up with Cersei and metaphorically sitting on the Iron Throne if he proves himself successful. Let's be honest though, we all know Cersei isn't going to give up power anytime soon, and she will likely betray Euron the first chance she gets. I would like to see that Valyrian armor worked into the picture somehow. If not for Euron, then for Jon. Perhaps his father was buried in something of the sort, maybe a Valyrian steel helm or even a Valyrian steel breastplate. As far as one of the Sand Snakes dying, I hope it's not going to be the bad pussy, because our boy Bronn is like this close to meeting her again, and we all know that she's the most beautiful woman in the world. On a serious note, I believe either Ilaria or Tyene may be killed because they were one of the first ones to show up of the Dornish cast in Belfast this season, so that means they could be involved in that scene, and one of them may be the ones who actually dies, or maybe even both of them. In other casting news, everyone is arriving at Belfast. Maisie, Sophie, Kit, Lena, and Peter, amongst many others, have already been spotted arriving in Northern Ireland. Academy Award-winning actor Jim Broadbent will be joining the cast, with most of us speculating him to portray the priest role that has been added to the casting call of Season 7. The priest may actually be a code name for something else like a maester, just like last season called for a knight named Alfred Hundredth, which we later found out was actually Sir Arthur Dayne. To someone who just glanced at a maester and had no previous knowledge of who or what their purpose was in the world of Ice and Fire, they would think that a maester was some sort of monk or a priest with all the heavy robes. The filming for the priest shouldn't take too long. Most Thrones theorists think that it's a given that Broadbent will be playing Maester Marwyn, who in the books he's described as keeping the company of whores, hedge wizards, and sacrificing to queer gods at the little sailors' temples down by Old Town's wharves. Some even speak of seeing him down by the Undercity in the rat pits and black brothels consorting with mummers, singers, sellswords, and even beggars. Some also have whispered that Marwyn may have killed a man with his bare fist once. Marwyn believes in many curious things, and he has traveled the lands beyond the Narrow Sea. Since we know that Sam is at the Citadel, the chances of Dan and Dave cutting out Maester Marwyn, who is also at the Citadel in the novels, is very small. My own theory is that Broadbent may actually be playing a role similar to the man in Dance of the Dragons who convinces the common folk to go and slay all of Queen Rhaenyra's dragons who are held in the dragon pit. I believe the priest casting may be a friend of the deceased High Sparrow who takes his place as a leader of the common folk and convinces the lower class to march on Cersei. More casting news is available, as well as the need for more Mormont soldiers and a baby of mixed race descent. Mormont soldiers are likely cast for when Lyanna Mormont returns home to Mormont Island, or they could be soldiers left behind to help defend Winterfell. The mixed race baby could be used for anything. At this point, the baby could be used as another baby for when Bran goes back and sees Jon Snow as a baby, or it could be used as a baby Rhaegal if Daenerys suddenly starts having visions again. And the reason why I say suddenly is because Daenerys consistently has visions throughout all of the novels, and in the show the visions seem to stop around season 2. A lot of the characters in the books actually experience visions, and it's kind of like one of my favorite aspects, and I really wish they included it more so in the show, but hey, enough of that. The baby is likely for a Bran flashback when he goes back to see Jon, perhaps right after the events of the Tower of Joy. It will likely be used for the former rather than the later. Since me being a multiracial baby myself, I know that most of us have curly hair similar to Jon Snow, and baby Rhaegal, Daenerys' child, in her flashbacks has jet black straight hair. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please help me reach my goal of 100 likes for this video. If you would like to follow me on social media, links to my Twitter and Facebook, as always, are in the description down below. My name's Mark. I'll see you tomorrow, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews.